photo, CQ photo. Well, I decided to do a little work on the trailer tonight. I took all this stuff out of the trailer, and as you notice, I have my respirator. It's all covered in mold, and I have a mold allergy. You can really tell from the coax, or not the coax, that extension cord that's in there. That is all mold that's on that coax, and it was really bad in there. So I'm trying to do it. Sorry, my neighbor's cutting his grass. It's the country. They had this in there as a pad that's covered in mold. As you can see, I already started power washing, and actually a lot of the dirt's coming off, but there are some rust spots that will have to be taken care of. But I'm going to power wash everything and get it all nice and clean. I don't think there's a drain hole in here, so I'll have to get the shop vac. I'll have to get the shop vac and suck all the water out after I power wash it real good. Sorry, let's go over here. But yeah, that all needs power washed real good. At least get it cleaned up a little bit so you know every time you touch it, it's not filthy. I might be able to power wash some of the elements. I don't think it'll work. I think I'm gonna have to use a Scotch-Brite on that, and use a Scotch-Brite on that to really clean those up. But I'm putting my mask on just in case I'm blowing any of that mold and stuff in there. I don't want to be inhaling all that stuff because it'll make me sick. So and sweep out the bin there and do some of the other stuff, but it's definitely looking better. But there's a lot of places that need sanded and repainted. A lot of the decals came off. We kind of knew that was going to happen. They were peeling off already. But it really blew the lot off on the other side. There's some sections on the other side where the paint's coming off in sheets. But yeah, a lot of work, but it'll go fast. This was in there. This is pretty cool. This is the ground rod. Make sure I don't lose this part. There's the ground lug, but you use that to pound it into the ground and to pound it back out, which I think is actually pretty ingenious. That's pretty clever. The bottom of it's bent. I might try to straighten that out, but yeah, you can see I put the legs on there. They're really not doing anything right now, but there's legs that go on the front and go on the back to extend. These actually I think should be a lot longer. I mean, I'm sure that helps, but those should come out, you know, a couple of more feet to really give that stability. There was a whole bunch of bungees that were all dry rotted and covered in mold, so those are gone out of there. But I'm gonna get the shop vac out and sweep out that container, and who knows. I did try blasting one of the elements just real quick with the power washer, and it actually looked like it was taking a lot of the junk off. So I might try laying That's obviously going to have to dry for a few days, so I'll just leave that open. This basket up here is nice to hold some of the pipes and stuff, but this really should probably be like wire mesh. So because there's not even a drain hole in it, and there's nothing really protecting it, so all the water is just going to build up in there. I might drill a drain hole on both sides of this. Well, there's a little hole here, but there really should be one right here on the bottom somewhere, and there should be one over there. There is a drain hole there. Oh, there is a drain hole down that end. I don't see one on that end, but as you can see, that's the lid. This spot here, the crank. Oh, I missed some with the power washer, but that's okay. I'll get that. But yeah, I need to pull it down the driveway so I don't keep blowing shit on it, but I wanted to do a lot of it up here so I wasn't blowing paint chips all over the driveway. But there's the elements. There's these two verticals too. I'm not sure. There's two of these that are identical. I don't know if they're 10 meter maybe. They're both the same length, and they got that little curly thing in the bottom and that little stem up there. So I'm gonna have to do some research to find out what those are. I know this is a Mosley, I think I said a Mosley TA33 for 10, 15, and 20 meters. There's a lot of extra boom pieces. I believe we do have a rotator now for this, so we'll be able to put a rotator on there for field day. But I think that's good for tonight. I do want to pull this down into my yard somewhere, but we are supposed to get some crappy weather and some nicer weather, so if it doesn't rain too much, I'll pull that down into the yard, find as level a spot as I can, and set it up down there for a while so I can work on it, and that's what will stay, so I can do some other stuff. But first, before I get that far, I think I'm gonna pull this into the driveway one day and get out my grinder and a wire brush and brush a lot of those spots off, cut the wiring off. It's not working right anyhow. I have a new wiring harness, so I'll take care of that. But yeah, just get the rest of that stuff off of there and try to clean it up a little more and spray paint it. I know you need to treat the rust spots. Dawn, reminded me to spray those rust spots, treat them with rust eating chemicals, spray paint, whatever, coating. And but that means I probably have to strip the whole thing, and I wish I just had a sandblaster. I knew somebody with a sandblaster, and I would just have them sandblast and repaint the whole thing. I'm sure we could take the mast off if we needed to do that, but I don't know anybody to do that, so I think we're going to patch it up, fix up the areas I can, spray paint it, clean up the rust spots that are there. I'll probably have to take the rest of the decals off. We do have a lead on the person who did the decals originally, and he might be able to do them again. I'm going to reach out to him and see if he can help. But if he'll do the decals again, we'll do decals. But I'm really not too worried about decals right now. It would be nice, but I think for now I want to get it cleaned up, maybe repaint it a little bit, and then get the antennas going. It's kind of, I probably should work on the antennas first, so if the antennas don't work, but if that antenna doesn't work, the club's already made a decision that we'll probably buy another one that, we have other members have antennas laying around we could probably use. But I'm hoping that we can get it going. And I mean, there's really nothing to the antenna, so it shouldn't be that hard to get it working. And I think that's it for tonight. Like I said, all this stuff, all those tarps and stuff, they're so covered and stuff. The coax too, I'm gonna have to take the coax and try to clean it, stretch it out, and basically run it through a cloth or something like that to clean the coax. But I think I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna put this stuff in my shed for tonight so it doesn't have to worry. The same with this extension cord. It's a good extension cord, but it's just covered in mold and I don't want to touch it. So yeah, cleaned up pretty good. Looks a bit better now that it doesn't have moss and stuff growing on it, but it's still dirty. So give me a like and subscribe, guys. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the new subscribers and all the old subscribers and people that comment on the videos. I really appreciate it. This is Tango Oscar Mike 73. Take care.
Tango Oscar Mike